My name is Angela Johnson and I'm our Special Education Director here at Solstice. I started on November 9th, 2015. I remember the date because it was a really exciting day for me. I had been wanting to come to Solstice and work here for a few months prior, and I was really excited to be able to get this opportunity. This is Lexi. She is my dog that likes to come and sit in my class, and sometimes she'll come up to the kids and let them pet her, other times not so much. And it's a really good experience for our kids to have a dog that isn't like, oh, love me all the time, because that's kind of like their experience with people as well. Sometimes she's afraid of them and she doesn't want to see them, but she's still a kind dog. But it's really good relationship logic inside the classroom that they get to experience. But we're really good at being able to individualize our students' needs by talking to them one-on-one. I talk with them in study strategies and we talk about every single class and what's going not so great, but the more important part is what's actually going good for you. And that helps just slowly give them more confidence and more motivation. And sometimes we'll have students that come in and say, I'm happy with C's and D's, I don't really care. And then they end up leaving with, I really enjoy getting A's and B's because of how it makes me feel. I help our students feel like their small wins is a big deal to them and to me. So for example, I've had students that will come in, they'll run into my room, and they'll say, I just got an A on my chemistry test. I've never gotten an A before. And I'll run up to them, give them a high five, and go, good job! And that's something that sticks with all of our kids, even though in the moment they go, oh, they say, oh, that made me feel good. And I pushed off from that, and now I'm able to go to college and succeed, even though it's just small moments like that, and small moments where they say, wow, I've got my teacher that doesn't just care about if I'm passing or whether I'm in my seat or not. They actually care that I am succeeding and that I'm doing well. And it's not just this surface thing, they truly care about who I am. And I have some students that they really, not enjoy, but they really cherish the fact that I care enough about them that I help them not every single step, but many steps along in their journey. And going to that graduation is the coolest part of my job by far. And I am a big crier. I hate that I'm admitting this, but I do cry during people's graduations just because there's so much passion and so much love that goes into that academic journey from me to that student. And that is one of the many cool parts about my job. So talking to students one-on-one, whether I'm checking in with them or let's say they come in and they're crying. I've got numerous students that come in and they feel like they're just stupid and just the stupidest person on the planet, and I'll sit down with them and tell them different stories about superheroes. They know that that's kind of my thing. It's where we talk about Bruce Banner and the Hulk, and he's got a lot of anger, but then he also is a very smart person. So instead of just focusing on having those issues with anger, he channels that to be the Incredible Hulk, and he helps people out. We also have students that just really, they don't want to do anything at all, and just helping them find those little things and say, hey, you're kind of like Tony Stark in this way, or you're like Groot in this other way. And being able to give them that comparison is a little more, it's more something that they understand. And they also really love that that's something that I love too. I have a lot of students that have passions for superheroes, for DC or for Marvel or for both, or for Ninja Turtles. And that's another really great thing that I can talk about with them, and we can gain a relationship that way as well. Being in treatment doesn't mean that you need to sacrifice your academics, and it doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your path to going to college and doing what you want to do. I had a student the other day that called in that needed a transcript, and she said something that really stuck with me. And she said, it really doesn't matter to me that I went to a treatment center. I actually really cherish that fact. I wear it on my sleeve because it's an experience that hardly anyone out there has, and it's something that has built me to be who I am. And seeing those kids that don't hide that and they love who they are, that's a really cool part of this job as well. My why for Solstice is that I really want our students to feel seen and heard, and I want them to feel like they're individuals. I want them to feel like they're special and feel like they can actually be in a safe place to be able to grow and become who they need to be, who they're meant to be. When I was in high school, I felt like I flew under the radar. I was just kind of skipped over, and I don't want our students to feel like this at all. I want them to be able to have this be a place for them to grow and to be able to just thrive and become amazing young adults.